remembering Dwight Muhammad Qawi, boxing's ultimate overachiever. Hello, fight fans. This is Coach Nathan of NS Champ 7 Power Boxing with a tribute to the former two-division world champion, 2004 International Boxing Hall of Fame inductee, who was also known as the Camden Buzzsaw, born Dwight Braxton. Now, as we all just heard, Dwight has passed into eternity this week at the age of 72. And I've often said that his life was an interesting study, an example of hard knocks, dedication, and overcoming obstacles. For instance, he turned pro with no amateur experience at the age of 25, and that's after spending 5 years in prison at the Rockaway State Penitentiary in New Jersey. In his first year as a pro, which was 1978, his record was 1-1-1. Now that's 1 win, 1 defeat, and 1 draw, which is not exactly a blueprint for future boxing greatness. But after that third fight, he connected with veteran Philly trainer and a former top lightweight contender back in the day, Wesley Mouzon. He began to train at a Smoking Joe Frazier's gym and amassed a winning record, capturing his first world title over a popular and dominant champion at that time, who was Matthew Saad Muhammad. He competed against and held his own with the best of his era, which included guys like Michael Spinks, Leon Spinks, Mike Rossman, Evander the Real Deal Holyfield, and Big George Foreman. Now, out of those 4 guys I just mentioned, they were Olympians. 3 of those guys were Olympic gold medalists, and all were world champions. Also, by the way, all those guys I just mentioned, they were also 6 foot tall or over, compared to Dwight, who was 5'7". He also later in his life overcame the huge obstacle of alcoholism. Now, as for me personally, as a young amateur in the early 1980s, after realizing I would not be a flashy stick-and-move boxer like Sugar Ray Leonard or Muhammad Ali, I studied and admired guys like him and also Marvelous Marvin Hagler, shorter fighters for their division who were hard to hit because they could bob and weave, slip, block, and duck, and they could also punch hard. Now, Dwight made the mistake that a lot of outstanding fighters did and still do, and that's hang around the fight game way too long, and in his case, 10 years too long, fighting till he was 46 years old. And I personally believe that he should have retired after being stopped by Evander Holyfield in the 4th round of their rematch, and definitely not taking the George Foreman fight, in which he was stopped in round 7. However, nothing can diminish his accomplishments and the lifelong examples that he led of overcoming obstacles, no matter how big they appear to be. So, that's my take on this one, folks. My tribute to a forever light heavyweight and cruiserweight great, Dwight Muhammad Qawi. But don't forget, for elite boxing instruction, elite boxing analysis, and elite boxing philosophy, click that like and notification button, share and subscribe to NS Champ 7 Power Boxing.